Mancini, as you've seen, but Nannini as well. And they go into this game with 4 defeats in their past 5 matches, occupying a place in the bottom 6. Our commentators for this game were Alan Hansen and also Martin Tyler.
A damp afternoon in Rome, a lot of heavy overnight rain, and a chance now to assess this extraordinary slump by the champion Sampdoria, who lost only 3 league games all last season. They've lost 5 already this. They haven't won since late September, but nor to have Roma. And they can't point to a home victory at all in the league this season. So you do feel that something has got to give this afternoon. Thomas Hessler's tackle, and Sampdoria with the added handicap of being without Roberto Mancini, who failed the test on a damaged thigh. Here's RIZZITELLI for Roma. Hessler using the full width of the pitch. And across came the senior of the 2 Bonetti brothers in the Sampdoria side today, Dario. Oddly enough, both clubs have been doing well in Europe. Maybe that's been some sort of distraction for them from their domestic priorities. Alongside me, Alan Hansen, who knows this stadium very well, won the European Cup here against Roma with Liverpool. Alan, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Martin. The memories come flooding back. But both sides need the points desperately. The onus is on the home side to come and attack, to go and attack. And I think that's exactly what Roma are doing at the moment. They've started particularly well in the game, and a couple of good crosses in. And like I say, the onus is on them to attack Sampdoria.
Yes, I think the feeling here is that a draw would suit Sampdoria. Mancini on the right, Nannini on the left, 2 key men in the championship season, but both confined to being spectators today through injury.
He's up there all on his own, isn't he, Vialli? I mean, we're going to crack the middle of the park and just try and play. Definitely come to get a draw. And as we've said before, the onus is definitely in Roma to try and go and win the points.
Vialli having to come a bit deeper. I must say, can't read his mind, but the expression was not a particularly contented one we saw a few seconds ago, because he knows what's expected of him, but he and Mancini have this almost telepathic understanding, and when Mancini's missing, I'm sure it's not as enjoyable for Vialli to play in any game. Silas. Lombardo. Bonetti is the other Sampdoria player involved wide on the left, but Lombardo takes them all on. And Piacentini turned and looked in disgust at Lombardo and had a word with him to say, well, you were trying to con the referee here. And I think he had a case, Piacentini. Lombardo, having got through, it seemed, Alan, then threw himself down.
He should have kept going, Martin. He was clean through. Great play from Sampdoria. He was clean through and he should have kept going. I mean, Lombardo's gone to the first defender, gone past Piacentini, gone into the box, and like you say, he's threw himself down for no apparent reason.
Lombardo again. That's a lovely ball, and I spoke about catanets in the air earlier, and once more he sensed where the cross was going to arrive.
Fabulous ball in from Lombardo. I mean, it looks like he's going to bring it to the back post, and he just chips it and dinks it inside, and it was a good header and a good save. Here's Carboni. Vola. Lombardo. Not
neglecting the defensive side of his midfield duties. Parry. That's a foul. We're halfway through the first half. And after no more really than a flurry in the first 5 minutes or so from Roma, they're finding it much harder now to get hold of the ball and work with it.
That's right, Sampdoria keep a hold of the ball and they're playing particularly well.
Here's Lana. Oh, it drops for Vialli. And it's beaten away by Giovone. Vialli hesitating and then with not much backlift, getting good power into the shot. Here he is again. And knocked away off the head of Bjerkevold, who'd come forward initially at the free kick. And Roma almost playing as the away side here, trying to find some space on the counter-attack, trying to satisfy these demanding supporters of theirs, but not doing a very good job of it at the moment, as Sampdoria are showing that despite the results they still have plenty of top quality in their personnel. Lombardo. It's almost an exercise in keeping the ball. No sooner do you say that than Lombardo plays a very wasteful pass.
You made the right point, Tomas. It looks as though Sampdoria are the home side of them, and just before, two great bits of play from Vialli. One step and hit, sign a great player, just take it one step to the side and hit it.
Di Mauro.
It has turned into a really good game.
Sampdoria not just settling for keeping Roma out, but they are still approaching their target here for Vujadin Boskov in a measured way, and they're good enough to do that. They're supporting the player in possession well. There's good movement off the ball, and they're looking a growing threat to the Roma goal.
The quality of the play definitely belies the position in this table.
Cabinets. The collective organisation, there's a foul by Lombardo. Right under the nose of the referee. Lombardo gets a yellow card, bringing down Piacentini.
It was a little bit harsh maybe.
Well, he's not a hatchet man.
No, he's only put his foot in. There were a couple of worse fouls before that. He's a little bit unfortunate there.
Well, I was about to say that the collective organisation of Sampdoria is becoming an increasing boost to individual confidence. Obviously, some of the players feeling the stress of the position in the table more than the others. And Ottavio Bianchi on the Roma bench, well, I'm sure he realised this wouldn't be a straightforward match. The Sampdoria were more reliable than their results have shown, and his team having to do much more of the defending at the moment. Silas to Lombardo. Carboni is the defender. Lombardo waiting the moment for the cross, and a shot really that was a bolt from the blue, and the party is saying that the goalkeeper touched that.
I think he did touch it. It was certainly a hell of a shot. Great first touch, and he hits it with his left foot.
Piacentini. Giannini did well with the bounce. Carboni's cross. Follows header. Giannini again. And Bjerkevold able to clear it and allow Sampdoria to push out at least to the edge of the area. Carlo's cross, and RIZZITELLI.
I think Baller pushed the defender, or he might have been offside.
It's certainly no goal. I think it could have been both, Alan.
It might have been a touch of both. I think Baller pushed Lana when the cross comes in. Yeah, he definitely pushes him.
Paliuka stayed on his line, really expecting the defender to deal with the ball that was played in. But Rudy Voller shoved Lana out of the way. Probably, looking at the replay again, RIZZITELLI would have been onside. But as he was moving forward, possibly would have been level.
He'd probably just been in line yet.
But anyway, it's no goal, but it might rouse Roma.
The game just needs a goal. We've had some great play, especially from Sampdoria. The game just needs a goal.
There's Echemod, who is dogged in his determination that the disputed object of his attentions,
that was assault,
does not get any room. It was RIZZITELLI. Here's Cerezo. Roma drawn out a little. Silas. Now Vialli. Lombardo away out to the right. Catanets able to help him. Oh, Lombardo, who's caught one or two goalkeepers out from long range in the past. He's not really a predatory player in the penalty area, as we saw with his intentions when he tried to earn a penalty rather than go on and score earlier in this half. But just occasionally he'll try to surprise a goalkeeper like that.
He must have great vision to see that the goalkeeper is off his line, or the goalkeeper really isn't concentrating, because he hit that from maybe 40 yards on the right hand side.
Sampdoria have a corner. Oh, and very nearly a goal. When the ball came off Vialli's head, then you thought the next stop would be the back of the net, but he got too much on the header, really.
It was a great ball in, and Cervoni, he was no man's land. It was just Vialli was just a bit unfortunate that he couldn't direct it into the goals, because if he'd have got on target, it was definitely a goal.
The Roma fans are hoping that their team have got enough time perhaps to take the lead here with RIZZITELLI. Well, he took up an excellent position, and it was a superb deep cross.
It's the best chance of the first half, really. It was a kiss of death when you saying that for Sampdoria, because that was a great ball in, and RIZZITELLI, he's at the back post, he gets up well, but he's got to hit the target there.
So it is half time, and Roma are still struggling to put behind them this jinx in their own stadium, where they haven't won a league game so far this season. Sampdoria without Mancini and Manini, but they've put on something of a show here. They played with neatness, they played perceptibly and thoughtfully in midfield. They've made some chances, they haven't been quite ruthless enough in front of goal. Maybe their reward will come in the second half. Sampdoria start the second half. This is the second meeting between the two clubs this season. They met in the Italian Super Cup. It's a 1-0 win in Genoa to Sampdoria. The goal scorer, the man missing today, Roberto Mancini. So maybe it's not too much of a surprise that it's still 0-0 here. Giannini. Roma tried to start the first half at a fast pace. They will have a similar policy in mind here, but soon rather lost their way to the sheer skill of Sampdoria. Certainly Lombardo had a very lively first 45 minutes. Roscoff will want more of the same from him. Hessler finding himself a position in the centre, which is unusual, and Roma will hope for more from Giannini in a creative sense in the second half. One of the more thoughtful passers of the ball in the Italian First Division. It's a good run here from De Marchi. It's a terrific run. And there's that over the line. Fuller makes sure that it is. It may well have been a goal in the first place. Just what the game needed, just what Roma needed. Made by De Marchi, powering on. And RIZZITELLI was the player going towards the near post, and he was claiming that he got the ball over the line in the first place. He certainly had a case for that, but like the good striker that he is, Rudi Völler hadn't lost his concentration. He wasn't appealing, he wasn't celebrating, he wanted to make absolutely sure.
I think the Sampdoria defence will be a bit disappointed that it didn't stop the market coming through. He beat 3 players on the edge of the box, got to the byline, puts in a great cross. The first one was probably over, the ball was there just to make sure.
Roma 1, Sampdoria 0. Here's Fuller. Giannini for Fuller again. Bonetti wanted that to run out of play. The ball wasn't going to do that. Bonetti. In the first half, while it was level, Sampdoria played stylishly in this area and had the opportunities to go in front, but they didn't really attack them with total dedication. But they've got to now, especially Vialli and Hessler. That was committed to going in.
Looked a penalty to me, Martin. I'd like to see that one again.
You will. Vialli with eye on the ball, and there's definite contact.
Great touch from Vialli. I mean, the ball's in the air and he's brought it down. He's gone towards the ball, and it really is a bad challenge because Vialli's gone away from the goals.
Well, you said earlier, Alan, that Sampdoria need a break, and that need is getting desperate now. Launched by Dario Bonetti, knocked on by Busso, headed back by Lombardo, offside against Vialli.
You really feel that Sampdoria have got to try and get the ball wide again and get the ball crossed into the goal mouth and let Vialli get into the end of it.
And of course Busso now, who is strong in that department as well.
That's right.
Again, Voller going in fearlessly, but with a foot high, dangerous play. It's regularly penalised in this league as soon as you show the studs. Right, so Lana was hurt by the challenge. If it stays this way, Sampdoria with a scenario of looking to win the European Cup while trying to avoid relegation.
And that would be interesting.
Here is Vialli.
I really think they're too good.
Great volley.
To go into that scenario. It was a great finish, but unfortunately it was offside.
And he's taking it in very good part. Not remonstrating with the linesman, who I think was right. Vialli was looking to stay level, which would have meant that he would have been onside under the present regulation, but just got
it was actually a lot closer than it looked originally, second time round.
But quite easy for the linesman to rule because the actual pass travels such a short distance.
That's right, yeah. Of course.
When they have difficulties is when it's a longer ball and the arc of vision is that much wider. It's a very, very difficult job. If you criticise them, I advise you to try it once in a while. Great ball from Lombardo, 1-0. wonderful cross. Cervoni, just by being positive, made his own luck really.
That's right. It's another great ball and very hard to defend against. And you feel as if the goalkeeper's done the wrong thing by coming out, but just being positive, as you said, made his own luck.
Well, Carnevale limbering up for Roma. And Salsano as well, who is a former Sampdoria man. A lot of trading between these two clubs over the past 4 or 5 years. But the trading in the sense of the game is showing a profit for Roma at the moment. Fausto Salsano, who played for Sampdoria between 1984 and 1990, won the Italian Cup with them on a couple of occasions. Oh, it's Rudy Bolla who's coming up.
I was actually just going to say, what really has impressed me in this game is the work rate of Rudy Bolla. He's not just content with scoring goals, he's going to work hard for his team, and he's been a credit today to himself.
So it's the Germans who get the tug. Push by Cabinets on Di Mauro. He's one of the senior players. He has been captain on the odd occasion. Giannini's been out. RIZZITELLI. Giannini. And Carnevale was hoping to let the ball run and turn.
It looked a good tackle to me, Martin. It was good play from Roma. And if it had come off, he'd been clean through, but it looked a good tackle.
Just an indication of a wise nod from Mancini and Manini there to agree with the referee. Having seen Roberto Mancini play so often and seen him chase after referees and vent to his emotions when he scored a goal, I'm not surprised to find him so calm as a spectator. And certainly the cameraman is as well. He's trying to provoke him, I think, into some sort of outburst. The rain falls, and it's a gloomy scenario for Sampdoria. But there's 20 minutes left, and they're quite capable of getting at least a draw here. 1 goal adrift. Vialli looked to chip it that time. On the second occasion he went for power. RIZZITELLI. So a good run outside him by Piacentini. Sampdoria catching Roma coming out. They'll need to keep the ball in play, and ending up on the track.
It was like a five-a-side game there for Roma, wasn't it? Roma in the attack, then Sampdoria in the attack, and back to Roma in the attack. The Sampdoria now have got to take a chance. They've got to get men into the box, play it wide to Lombardo, try and get the cross in, and as I said before, they just need that little bit of a break to try and retrieve the situation.
Well, that's been the story of their lives, at least in the league, since the end of September. This would be 5 defeats out of 6, the other game drawn.
It's a horrendous record, isn't it? And you would think it would be virtually impossible for a team with such class in their side.
Giannini. Didn't seem to want to shoot. RIZZITELLI. Carnevale coming in.
A good crossing, and Carnevale just gets in front of the defender. It was a bit unfortunate that he didn't get the head on target. He does well, he throws himself at it, but just couldn't keep it on target.
So Carnevale understandably improving now with every appearance since he's been allowed to play again following that 1-year suspension. And remember, he was the 3rd man in that Maradona-Careca attack that brought Napoli the title in 1987 and 1990. He has been around to good effect, Andrea Carnevale. So it's certainly not a substitution that Rudy Voller would find insulting.
No.
This is Aldair. He's got Carnevale up with him. And little bit in unfamiliar territory, which he certainly was, the Brazilian.
Yeah, it's quite an open game now, and the Sampdoria defence was open there, and Aldea, he just maybe took a step too far. As you said, unfamiliar territory, had a bit of a nosebleed when he got in the box there.
Might just be having the occasional glimmer of a thought about what happened last week when he miskicked in the other half and allowed Napoli to go on and grab an equaliser.
I feel now that either team were liable to score a goal. You know, in the first half I always thought that Sampdoria were top and playing well, and if anybody was going to score, it was going to be them. But in the second half, I think the game's been more even, Stephen. Lombardo's put some great balls in the box, but Roma's had their chances as well.
Lombardo again, the menace is Silas. Well, trying to urge Roma to play with pace here, but you need the raw materials in terms of the personnel to get the ball forward. Piacentini is Carnevale. Oh, Pagliuca, a terrible mistake, and Giannini may well have wrapped it up for Roma.
Again, the left-hand side of the Sampdoria defence crumbled. Carnevale should never be allowed to get to the byline and get his crossing. Pagliuca comes out, he makes a bit of a hash of it, and the ball ends up in the back of the net.
And Ottavio Bianchi looks a very clever coach, doesn't he? He sent Carnevale on, and he
should get the ball over from that position. Oh, and Pagliuca.
Well, Italy's new goalkeeper blotting his copybook.
Well, we did sense that either side could have scored, that's right. The game was becoming more and more open as Sampdoria tried to retrieve the situation, getting men forward, and they were always open to the counter-attack, and they paid the penalty.
Carnevale coming back.
Oh, it was a good tackle. A good tackle from Carnevale.
Well, he's conducting proceedings in a theatrical way. He's playing to the crowd, to the bench.
To his fan club.
I thoroughly agree with you, Alan. It was the challenge that got to the ball, but the referee seeing it from the opposite angle. We've had almost 2 minutes of time added on. Lombardo. And still it runs for Roma at crucial stages. Vinizzi was lucky to get a second bite at that against Rizzitelli. Labouring up is Bonetti. He's kept it in play and done well to get in across. Carnevale is there again. What is he up to now? The game goes on. Well, one or two, in fact his teammates are remonstrating with the referee. They might have been better off remonstrating with Carnevale, because he was taking Roma's life momentarily into his own hands. Even though there was
I think he should save that.
He was fouled.
I think he should save that sort of play for the other end of the pitch, Martin, to be honest with you. He's a bit of a showman, isn't he?
Well, he is today. Cadenet's going towards the near post. Headed back by Viekovod. This is Cadenet's. And now Piacentini. Oh, and Vinizzi's going to be in trouble if there's time for the referee to rule on that, which I don't think there is. Sampdoria have been beaten again. Their terrible run goes on. It was okay for them in the first half when they played in a manner which was easy on the eye, but not productive on the score sheet. But Roma came out with a real sense of purpose. They'll consult the referee before awarding the first goal to RIZZITELLI or to Vola.